Let me show you this game. I played against Hou Yifan in the first round of the Blitz World Blitz Team Chess Championship. It was a game of our Pool A. We played 7 games in total, and the plan was to finish in top 3 because only top 3 teams advance to the next round of this knockout Blitz Team Chess Championship. Unfortunately, we didn't advance. We finished on the 5th place, if I remember correctly. But we got a chance. We were lucky to be in the same pool with the WR chess team with Magnus Carlsen on the first board. So we were lucky, and we were lucky to play against this team in the first round. This time it was not Aleksandra playing in the first round, but it was Hou Yifan playing in the her first game of Blitz, and this was an amazing experience. By the way, Hou Yifan is a very nice person. She's I think she's always smiling. She looks really very friendly, and it was really nice experience playing, sitting in front of her, sitting on the board in front of her, playing, and have her as your opponent. I played with white pieces, and of course I started with my favorite c4 move. So c4 e6. We played this this line, so I think that everything was more or less fine. Queen c2, probably not that fine, because I see that computer is giving white like a little disadvantage. And actually this is the type of position I need to study a little bit before the Olympiad, because I felt this type of position I think several times before during this Rapid and Blitz Chess Championship. I felt that like I play this type of position quite often, but when I do it online, right? But maybe because, okay, my opponents were really very strong, very experienced, and I had a feeling that my knowledge of this type of position is not good enough. I felt that I'm doing something wrong. And yeah, well, even this rook a to c1 looked weird to me, but I couldn't find any better move, so I played rook a to c1, queen e7, I played d4, rook a to c8, now I play queen b1. I thought that at least my queen is not on one line with my opponent's rook. Not very active, but okay. Knight e4, knight takes e4, pawn takes, and I decided to play knight e5. Could play knight d2. It was also possible, but I didn't want to play. In a passive way. I also wanted, to move forward. So knight e5 was played. Now, when, for example, if f6 is played, I can always take her knight. If her knight or bishop takes, I take. And even after queen g5, I have this queen a1 move. I was thinking, so my pawn on e5 will be protected. Probably it's not. It doesn't look very well to have your queen on a1, but at the same time I thought that no, that should be fine. She didn't play, she didn't take my knight, she played knight b8. Now she actually can play f6, and actually I need to think what to do with my knight, because after f6, knight g4 and h5, I'm losing my knight. That's why I played f4. So now when f6 is played, I can play knight g4, and h5 is not dangerous for me anymore because I can put my knight to f2. She took en passant, and I think that if she doesn't take, I have a quite nice position. So she takes, I take, and anyway, I have, I think, normal position right now. I have more or less a normal pawn structure. Yes, my pawn on e3 can look a little bit weak, but I have 2 bishops, I have open file, position is not too bad for me. She played c5, bishop d3. And don't forget, this is Blitz game. So if you ask me right now what kind of plan I had, or you know, if I what kind of strategy I had, so my answer will be no plan, no strategy. I was just trying to make my moves very fast. And if you look at our time, you see that I had even more times than my opponent. I had 41 seconds. She already had 23 seconds. And there is only 2 seconds increment. And when you play over the board, these 2 seconds, you don't feel these 2 seconds. If 2 seconds is quite a lot for an online game, in OTB, it's nothing. Because you need to make this move with your hand, and it's so little. And I think that when I got this type of position, and when I noticed that she started spending even more time, I started feeling well, because I had a feeling that she's a little bit nervous. She is spending more time, she's thinking more than me. Who knows, maybe I have a chance, my position is fine, you know, I have more time, who knows, maybe, you know, maybe she will get into serious time trouble right now, and you know, I will get a real chance. But no. Bishop d3, I'm attacking pawn on h7, h6 was played. I played bishop e4. My computer doesn't like this plan, but I think that I like it. I like it because I exchange this bishop, this light square bishop of my opponent, which can be a little bit annoying, dangerous for me, because it's looking at my king side. But yeah, f5, by the way, f5 was a mistake. f5, computer doesn't like this move at all, so I take, queen takes. Now pawn structure of black is also not perfect. Computer is recommending, what computer is recommending? To play d5 right now, but why? What if I play d5 and she takes? For example, if I take d5 and she takes, what is happening? Knight h4, and I'm attacking this pawn on f5 3 times, but it's too much. I mean, it's probably okay for a top level game, for a top level players, but for me, you know, interesting, very nice idea, very strong idea. I actually have a very strong bishop, black square bishop. If I manage to take this pawn on f5 with my knight, I will have a very strong active knight attacking this bishop, attacking g7 pawn. But I didn't even, I think, consider a move like this. Instead, I played just rook c to d1, which I think is a normal move. Look at her time. She has 8 seconds with only 2 seconds increment. And I'm telling you again, this 2 seconds is nothing in over the board chess. You know, I probably felt too happy. Too happy because yeah, I had this feeling that I'm getting a chance, but yeah. Wow, after knight d7 I have +1. The evaluation is +1, and again d5 was the best move. Unfortunately, I didn't play this d5 move. Probably I think I was actually thinking about playing d5, because now I can. When I play d5, I'm not losing this pawn. I have rook on the d file. My pawn is protected. But I think that I was thinking that e5 can be played, and you know, and then she will have 2 strong pawns here, because her pawn on e5 is protected. She managed to develop her knight. But I guess that again, knight h4 is a very good move. I'm attacking this pawn 3 times and she cannot protect it. Maybe she can push f4, but then I can take and play knight f. Well, even bishop takes g7 immediately is possible, and after king takes g7, I guess. Oh, I don't go here. I play queen g6. Oh my god. Imagine, imagine if, oh my god, sorry. Imagine if I played something like this against Hou Yifan. Oh. Wow, but this didn't happen, unfortunately. Instead, I played queen c2, knight f6, so she improved her pieces. Now her knight is more active. I played h3 in order not to let her knight go to g4, attacking my pawn. I knew that by playing h3, I make my dark squares weak, but I thought, okay, this is I need to sacrifice, I mean, some squares, because if knight g4 will be played, it will be also unpleasant. So she played rook c2 e8. I decided to take, but well, at this point I was not making plans, and probably I was already quite under this time pressure. I was already quite stressed at this moment, and it is the first Blitz game, and I have like 10 seconds on the clock, and just at some point, and I think this was a moment when I just started trying to play my moves as fast as possible, so no deep thinking, no deep, you know, understanding of the current situation at this point. So pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn is hanging, bishop d4. Now, as you can see, she has a bit more time, I have less time. And all right, okay, I will just continue showing how I played. Bishop e5, she takes, I take. Not that bad. Yes, maybe if to evaluate this position, maybe my position is worse because this pawn is bad. She also has these bad pawns, but they are connected at least, right? This e pawn is at least somehow connected with this f5 pawn. She plays queen c7. I protect my knight. Rook d8. I move back. Go here. I play knight d4. I have only 3 seconds on my clock. She plays. I guess it was not right to play. It was dangerous to play knight e6. I saw this. Or wait a second. At least knight e6 is not recommending, but is not recommended. But let's see if I play this move. Aha. Okay, so if I play this move, it was actually possible to take, to sacrifice, and take like this. So in this position, black has two rooks and 1 knight for a queen, which is enough, which should be enough for black to win. And if I play here, she takes and I take like this, then she takes here with check. I should probably go, if I go to h1, then knight f2 will be played, so I go here, she plays here, I go here, and she can play rook f6. And she has very active pieces. Yes, my position is -4, she has very active pieces, and quite hopeless. That's why I didn't play knight e6. I felt that it's not going to be okay. I played knight c2 to protect my pawn on e3. She takes, and she plays... Oh, she moved back. She didn't play f4, but she just moved back. And again, not that bad. And I'm just trying to let you know that, imagine, you know, you play against the strongest woman, the highest rated woman chess player. You have a normal position. You both have just a couple of seconds on your clock, and I got this feeling again, like, oh my god, I continue playing. Now everything is in my hands, right? And I can, you know, I can push, and who knows, maybe I can go for a win, you know, I can try to play for a win. But there is a saying in Russian, I think that something similar exists in English. In Russian it sounds like везет сильнейшим, which means in English like the strongest players are the luckiest, are lucky, right? So well, this saying, this thing works. So I played queen c3, queen e7, then I decided to push this pawn. This was a mistake. Because she played rook c8, and I played this move. This move was absolutely useless. At least it was maybe possible to play queen b3, kind of, you know, planning, threatening to push c5, giving check. It's not that that I want to give this check, but at least, but I think that actually if I play queen b3, she can play queen e6. Yeah, actually it doesn't help me much. Queen e6 is played, and now after c5 there is no check, and my pawn on c4 is hanging. So there is like, seems like there is only one way to protect my pawn on c4, is to play queen knight a3. But you understand how passive it is, how bad it is for my knight, because my knight is so bad on a3, and knight e4 will be played. So definitely her pieces are more active and her position is better. But okay, I played a3. It was really bad because after queen c7 I'm just losing my pawn. Computer is giving not that big minus right now, and even thinking that queen c7 is not the best move in the current position. Computer is thinking that queen e6 was the best. But after this move, well, I just lost my pawn. I lost my pawn. I, you know, gifted this pawn to her. And instead it was better to play according to the engine knight e1. And for example, if she takes, oh wow, and it was actually not possible to take. Oh my god. So this was the point of this knight e1 move. Queen c4 is not possible because of rook d8. Well, it doesn't mean that she would play this way, but knight e1, there was a good knight e1 move. Okay, if I play knight e1, she can maybe play knight e4, queen c2. So queen takes c4 still not possible because of rook d8. So she can play king h7. And then I play rook c1, and the game goes on. And who knows? Oh my god, this knight e1 was so good. And who knows? Of course, if I saw that after knight e1 she cannot take, maybe she takes and I don't see rook d1. It's also possible with only 4 seconds on the clock. But let me show you what happened. I played queen b3, she just takes, and why this queen b3 was another reason why this queen b3 was a bad move is because now I have to take her queen, because my queen is hanging and my knight is hanging, and I cannot do anything. I have to take her queen. So she takes knight e1, and I play knight e1 anyway, but the situation is absolutely different. I'm pawn down, and she has a good position. Takes. Yeah, I remember that when I played king f2, I saw this knight e4, but probably I saw this only when I played king f2. Yeah, now we exchange knights, rooks, sorry, and we have only knights on the board, and I'm already 2 pawns down. So no rooks, no queens, no rooks, and I'm 2 pawns down. Yeah, I continued playing because it's Blitz, and I felt not very comfortable continuing playing that game because it's already absolutely hopeless. But at the same time, I didn't want to resign. And yeah, I resigned because I see that I cannot do anything. I have a horrible position, and my knight is not moving. I cannot go here. Well, I can move it here, but there is no point because she just pushes her pawn, and I cannot do anything.